he also needs to move that factory. He's like manufacturing himself. It's like a mana pylon, except in your own building. That can lift off, so why? An Evo Chamber coming up for kevinslee, which means he's going to be able to get spore colonies up, he's going to be able to get upgrades, and either of those is going to make it very hard for drops to happen. He's got a spore colony coming up right there. Getonmylevel needs to go now. He needs to... What is he doing? He's got a billion medevacs and a billion Thors. There's nowhere near enough Mutalisks to kill all of them before they land, and like one Thor is going to be able to take out all them Mutalisks. But the spores coming up, and the spores are just going to seal the deal and make it impossible for Getonmylevel to move over. This is painful to watch. Like, ow. So Getonmylevel, I'm sorry, is just moving his main and moving all 7 of these SCVs over to where that main is going to land. He really needs to just pump SCVs full time for the rest of the game. Please. And he's making Vikings. Why is he making Vikings? What do Vikings do? Vikings kill Mutalisks. But you're not worried about Mutalisks. You're worried about killing that hatchery and ending the game. You're still at a freaking food advantage. This is like painful. And another Nidus network coming up for kevinslee because he just has a worm. He does not have an exit. This worm actually isn't going to be connected to this exit, I do believe, is the way this works. I've never actually tried that. Like, I've never had 2 up at a time. And look at the food differential. It's closing. Look how fast that's closing. 79 versus 52. It was like 70-something to 40 earlier. And still 70-something, except now it's 70-something to 50. Terrible, 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 terrible position for Getonmylevel. You need to be being offensive. I mean, he could still probably drop something. He could still probably come up here where the spores don't cover it and just drop some Thors. Just sacrifice a barracks, figure out where all the spores are, drop some Thors, end the game. GG. Do it. But he's not going to. He's just going to troll around the map with Hellions. He's producing SCVs. And oh my gosh, Nidus exit coming out for kevinslee. He's going to take the other island expansion. I'm going to like ×6 this. Sorry. Orbital command coming out for Getonmylevel. That's way late. Like, that's way late. He's continuing to pump SCVs, finally. He's making Vikings. In the meantime, kevinslee is expanding to the top island. So he's going to be like super even, and he's building more and more spores. He's really just turtling down. And there's actually a fusion core coming up for Getonmylevel. He does have a single starport, so with no tech lab. So he's building another starport. He's actually switching the tech lab off of one of his factories, so he's not going to be able to produce Thors any longer. And Vikings actually landing for Getonmylevel and taking out this expansion very easily. Just because Vikings can land and can do that. I'm really surprised that kevinslee didn't just move over with several Lings. I mean, Lings are amazing against Vikings. Just do like a panic round of Ling production. And Yamato gun actually being upgraded for these battle cruisers that are eventually coming out for Getonmylevel. Getonmylevel dropping some Hellions and killing these extractors. What a waste of Hellion time. I'm going to move this down to ×3. Mutalisks just kind of tooling around. Thors and battlecruisers. Thors just tooling around, battlecruisers being produced. Getonmylevel is finally like raping his opponent in income just because he has that gold. But he's still down on harvesters. So, yeah. He's grabbing a 3rd. And hopefully if he just constantly produces SCPs out of all 3 of these, which he is not doing. This is so undersaturated, bro. Yeah. And kevinslee now has more than enough Mutalisks just to kind of run around and do whatever he wants, just because his Thors are so slow and just because his Thors have not been dropped. And he's also expanding to the other goal. Dead Thor. Mutalisk coming in. Gonna kill his expansion in like 2 seconds. What are these Thors doing? These Thors are moving way too slow. Why are these Thors not being medevaced? I do not know. Hey, slow and I don't know rhymes. Some battle cruisers coming out for Getonmylevel, but they're just gonna get like creamed by Mutalisks. This is a bajillion Mutalisks. This is, what is that, like 24 Mutalisks? Jeez. Yeah. So he does have to be a little bit careful with that air splash, but if he just focus fires the Thor and then focus fires the battle cruisers, he could be fine. And oh look, free starports. Free, completely unaffected by Thor starports. a battlecruiser is going to pop out, but this chick's going to like die if the mutalisks focus it, but they're not even going to bother. They're just going to throw it away just because that battlecruiser is slow as balls and kill a starport. ×3. Just picking up buildings. He needs to pick out these starports. He needs to not be messing around with gases that aren't doing anything. Missile turret goes down in like 2 seconds. Battlecruiser goes down in like 2 seconds. Starports are going to go down. Thors are finally coming up. That's a bajillion Thors and a bajillion battlecruisers. Run away, Midwest, run away. Run away, run away, run away. Gonna fester this. And the Midwest run away. Because he can hear me backwards in time through the internet. Again on my level, it's going to land up at the other island and prolong this game even further than it needs to be. And in the meantime, Kevinslee is just doing a decent job at mining this gold. Kind of curious how he got there, like. Is there a Nidus network that I didn't see? Does he have drop? He does not have drop. There was a Nidus network that I did not see. Cool. Oh! No, he still had the bajillion drones just chilling there. Wow. Okay. So Kevinslee needs to check this island expansion. He's got overlords, like, why aren't they just kind of floating over? And he needs to keep trying to do damage. In the meantime, Get On My Level needs to do something. He needs to be offensive. He's down on food, and he's losing in income. He needs to end the game right now. I believe he does have a bigger army. He's got 5 Thors, 3 battlecruisers to 25 mutalisks, and that could win if they all fought. And he also has enough dropships that he can load each Thor into a dropship, drop it all in the space, kill all of Kevinslee's tech structures, and then find his other base. And he needs to do that right now. Because in about 20 seconds it's going to be too late. Whoa, Nidus Worm! Where was that? Oh, right here. Okay. Kevinslee is taking this terrible expansion to take. Like, why is he taking that? Why is he taking that and get Terran? And Get On My Level in the meantime is preventing himself from winning by losing a bunch of command centers. Kevinslee is just doing a really nice job of moving around with all these mutalisks and denying Get On My Level movement around the map, just because Get On My Level has these really, really slow units that may be amazing at killing mutalisks, but they move across the map incredibly slowly. And he's finally dropping the production facilities. Finally. So we're going to see some base trading going on here. Just because Kevinslee has a bajillion mutalisks and Get On My Level has nothing to defend against him. At his main. Or his natural. Or is anywhere else, and Get On My Level is going to wait for his battlecruisers, which is, I don't necessarily think the best decision. Yamato gun is hopefully going to be used on these spores. And we'll hopefully see that more. Kevinslee, for whatever reason, is thinking about moving back and defending. He doesn't have a chance against that many Thors. So he's just going to go for the base trade, which is the right choice. And he has taken out this barracks, and these supply depots, and this orbital command, and these Thors are just kind of killing everything. And these battlecruisers are actually losing a surprisingly large amount of health, and these medevacs usually go back and pick up some SCVs, but instead they're just going to kind of tool around a bunch of mechanical units for no good reason. Get On My Level really should 250mm cannon this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Pretty much anything that's that has more than 500 health. You should do 250mm cannon, just because that would be really cool. Kevinslee, in the meantime, is just killing everything. And Get On My Level is being revealed. Get On My Level is out of things. Kevinslee has the mobility advantage. Get On My Level is building a command center in like the worst position ever, in the middle of nowhere. He's not going to be able to mine, which I understand isn't really that much of a consideration. He really just doesn't want himself to be revealed at this point, but I think it would be better to wait a little bit, get the Thors in a very defensive position, and then just rebuild that command center somewhere where you're going to be able to immediately turn it into a mining thing, something that you can mine out of. In the meantime, Kevinslee is completely out of his expansion. Get On My Level is just going to pick all these Thors up. And it's so easy to do that in StarCraft 2 compared to StarCraft 1. Kevinslee calling GG. Kevinslee saying, nice try though, and going after the rest of Get On My Level's production structures. Get On My Level has a bunch of Flying Baron buildings, he has Terran, so these mutalisks are going to be necessary to kill them. And he needs to be dealing with these dropships. If he kills the dropships, these Thors are going to be incredibly immobile, and he can just expand all over the map, and whenever Get On My Level moves out, you can just kill his base. But he needs to find and kill the dropships.